Once again, it's Coach Hussein. Welcome back to Fight Camp Eternal. Today's video, we're going to go over what I personally believe is the deadliest short-range weapon that you can have in your arsenal. And it's the elbow, okay? Elbows are short-ranged and they're way more devastating because it's not just muscle, it's bone, okay? So for example, if you see the point right here, if you hit someone with this right here, you can cut them, you can injure them, you can do a lot with the elbow, okay? The elbow isn't just a blunt force object, it's also a tool you can cut with as well, okay? And the elbows work in the same manner as punches. So for example, let's go over about 1, 2, 3. Let's go over as many elbows as possible, okay? First off, the standard elbow we go over is the round elbow, okay, or the slash elbow. With the rear, with lead or rear, it works the same way. So starting with the rear elbow, what I'm doing is I'm going to take my hand, bring my hand to the center of my chest so that my elbow comes all the way around, okay? Preferably when you throw in elbows, you want to throw them from a high guard because they're more effective that way. You can throw an elbow from a standard guard, okay, but it cuts out the slack when they're from a high guard. So notice if I'm throwing an elbow here versus an elbow here. It's different. You see the difference in the levels. So for example, if I'm right here and I'm throwing a rear elbow from a standard boxing guard, here, okay? But if I'm throwing an elbow from a high guard, like it's common in Muay Thai, right here, it makes it easier, okay? Same thing if I'm throwing from the other side. So if I'm throwing an elbow here, the lead elbow, here, if I'm throwing the elbow high guard, it's the same thing, okay? Now, the next elbow, these aren't going in any sequential order. We're going with the overhand elbow. The overhand elbow, you definitely want to throw, preferably from the high guard, okay? I can throw the overhand elbow from this position right here, even with the lead overhand elbow. But it's a lot better. Look at the difference from the high guard. I'm here, just like that. Okay? Same thing with the lead elbow. Right over the top. Okay? And I'm going to come right down my opponent. See how my guard is here? I want to come right down the middle of my opponent. Just like that. Okay? That's what I want to do. And also with the overhand, I want to keep my hands right here. Okay? Just like that. Alright? Next up, you have what is the up elbow. Now, from this position, there's two types of elbows you can throw. I already mentioned the up elbow, then there's also the push elbow. Going over the up elbow, it works like the uppercut. I'm here, and then what I do is basically bring the elbow up, okay? I bring the palm of my hand to my ear. It's like I'm blocking a punch. Right here, the only difference is this elbow is now a strike. Here, okay? It works the same way, this way, if I'm throwing the lead elbow. If I'm throwing the lead up elbow. Okay? Works the same way. Right here. The elbow is a short-range weapon, so you do have to close that distance whenever you're using the elbow. Preferably, when you're using the elbow, you can't just simply step into with the elbow and find your range, but you can also combo into the elbow. So before we move on to the next elbow, just some examples. I can come with my jab here, and then the rear elbow. Okay? I can come once again with the jab here, and come with the other elbow, right up the middle. So going over the other elbow is a push elbow, okay? Some people have difficulty with the push elbow because the push elbow can work, or it works in a similar fashion as the up elbow when I'm coming here. But the only difference is what I'm doing is I'm taking my elbow and I'm coming straight up. Okay? I'm pushing it right in between my opponent's guard, straight up this way. Okay? And it's the same way when I'm throwing the lead elbow. So instead of coming here, I'm coming here. Instead of coming here, I'm coming here. Okay? So once again, if I want to throw that elbow, here, I go right in. It's like I'm throwing a jab with the elbow. I'm not doing this, however, which is another elbow we'll get into. I'm doing this. So it's like, as opposed to doing that, I'm doing this. I'm stepping in, okay? But I got to close that distance. Boom. I want to dart right in, all right? So those are 4 elbows right from your standing guard, all right? Elbows can also be used going to your opponent's body. It's high risk, but it's also high reward, okay? For example, I can once again, as I just showed you guys not too long ago, I can throw a jab to the body and then come back here. I can also throw a jab to my opponent's face, excuse me. Throw a jab to my opponent's face here, and instead of what could be a cross, I'll go right in with the elbow. So here, and come right back in, all right? That's all I'll do, okay? Once again, jab on top to his head. I cover his face or I blind his face. This is the distraction. What I really want to get is the elbow here, okay? I could also, if I'm in close, I can also use elbows if I slip and roll. So I can slip roll here, come back, then I come back then. This is all open for me. I can still come back with that elbow, okay? Works the same way the other way as well. I can slip here, roll, and instead of throwing a hook, I can throw an elbow, but it's also dependent on how close I am to my opponent, okay? Sometimes it's better to throw that hook shot, but if I'm close enough within range, that's where this elbow comes in, okay? I know we talk about a punch to the liver, but imagine in close range, if you can get an elbow into someone's midsection right here, right with their rib cage, okay? Once again, slip or roll, and then come back with this elbow. Okay? Works the other way. Slip, roll, come back with this elbow. Alright? So this is just a short video I wanted to do on the number of elbows you can throw to your opponent. Okay? Work your elbows in short range. Make sure you get in close to your opponent so that you can launch these elbows, because they're way more dangerous, devastating, and you can argue deadlier than just throwing your fist, okay? Plus, it's safer than throwing your fist anyway, okay?